Welcome to the Post Shift Podcast, your raw look at the hospitality industry, brought to you by SHC. What is happening, Post Shifters? Welcome back to another episode of the Post Shift Podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Shawn Soole. I did a seminar for Camosun College, a local college in Victoria here a couple of weeks ago, and of course I recorded it, and I'm trying to record everything that I do now. I'm trying to be very proactive on that. So I've chopped it up into little sections, and you'll see those episodes over the next couple of weeks. I hope you get a little bit of value from them. There's a lot of stuff that we discuss. It's a lot of students who are in the mixology course at Camosun, and that's part of the PDD Advanced Hospitality Management Program. Most of them are going into like hotel management and front desk, that sort of stuff, but there is people that are doing food and beverage as just a section of their course load. So I thought I'd give them some insights. They come to my, one class comes to Clive's once every 6 months or so. And so I thought I'd give them a little bit of context on the industry. So I hope you enjoyed the episode, guys. Thanks as always. Bye. You can do 110 covers in this room with 2 people, and it's intense. So I always say, like, if you're having mental health issues, go and see someone. Find a therapist that you like. I've never gone to therapy in my whole entire life until I met my therapist. She's from Denmark. She's very blunt, so she fits just perfectly for my style. She'll tell me if I'm being a dick. She'll tell me if I'm not doing it right. She'll tell me, like, she'll be very blunt. Do you know they don't have please or thank you in Denmark? They don't have words for please or thank you in Denmark. It's just implied by the tone when someone gives you something that it's a thank you. They actually don't have words for please and thank you. Found it very interesting. But yeah, that's my take on mental health.
Well, it's huge, right? In our industry, it's huge right now. Like you say, if it's not the individual worker that you're interacting with, it's also guests. So, yeah.
Again, it goes back to that toxic work thing. Like I see a lot of chefs. I see a lot of young chefs still getting burnt out, and I know from previous years working with you guys in Camosun, like your chef class is getting smaller and smaller and smaller because, like, again, it goes back to like the way I was raised and the way that people talk to me when I was 21 and the things that are asked of me should not be asked again of the next generation. Like if you've got a 19-year-old line cook and you're screaming at them because they did something wrong, that's so the wrong way to fucking deal with this sort of stuff. You shouldn't be asking people to work 12-hour days anymore. That's just inhumane. Like, that's just not good business. And so I think I don't think it's a thing for necessarily you guys to deal with it. It's a thing that we need to deal with as a older generation in the industry. It's something that we need to change. And my dad's ex-military, so I grew up in a very, very like straightforward, like when I was 13, I started working full time and I still was valedictorian at my high school. Like, working 40 hours a week as a 13-year-old kid and still going to school is a hard thing to do. That's another therapy session. But I don't think it's you guys. Like, everybody blames the Gen Z generation for not wanting to work. Like, why would you want to work 12 hours a day in a hot kitchen with someone yelling at you the whole time? I don't fucking blame you. I wouldn't do it now. I'd smack a bitch up. But I think it's an older generation in the industry needs to change. And I thought it was going to change after the pandemic. I really did. I thought the turn and burn mentality of pre-pandemic was going to change and people were going to start like actually valuing the people that they have on their team. But it's still turn and burn in so many venues. I see it's still like everybody just thinks that you're all dispensable. If you leave, I don't care. There's no value being put into the people that you have working for you. And I think it's a big thing that's coming still down from the older generation. And if I hear one more person say bloody Gen Zs, I'm like, I have a bunch of Gen Zs on my team. They're all hardworking. They're all devoted. They're all dedicated. I've just put time in them. Like, I've got a 23-year-old, like Harry's 25, 26 this year. 25? Yeah, 1999. And Jaden's like 23 years old, and like both of them super hard workers when they're here, dedicated, will do the training that I ask them. Will bring their books out when they're doing tastings. They'll be able to recommend everything. Jaden is amazing. She's done all her training obviously now. And I love her when she like has a table full of 65-year-old white dudes and they're like, oh, sweetie, get the bartender to pick me something. She's like, no, I got you. Like, what do you like? And then she'll blurb out like brands and styles and regions and shit that these guys don't even know. And she just puts them in their place, and it's my favorite thing ever to watch. But I have Gen Zs on my team that work extremely hard. And so it's not a you problem, it's an us problem, is my biggest like push right now.
It's a good way to take it, right? How do you solve the problem by opening up and exploring it?
Well, but if you have massive turnover, it's not the people that are leaving, it's you. Like in our industry, it's always like, oh, it's the staff. Like, no, it's fucking not. It's not. If you have people leaving every freaking 2-3 weeks, then that's you. That's a you problem. It's not a them problem. Like, you're not doing your job properly. Like, if you take full, if you're an operator, an owner, a manager, if you take what's the word? I shut it in my brain. If you take everything that happens, good or bad, to your business and take full control of it, it is always going to be you. Like, I hired such and such, they screwed up, they had that person leave because they were being a dick, you didn't nip it in the bud, or you didn't sit down and have a chat with them, that's on you. And I think there's just too much, oh, well, it's them, it's their problem, it's not me. It's not what I'm doing. I'm just going to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. Just have a hiring fair, hire 15 people. After summer, cut them relentlessly, like a lot of venues in Victoria do. Like, I think that's brutal as well. But yeah, it's a us problem, not a them problem, personally.
If you have any other questions before we turn Shawn's Monday, which is a closed day, technically,
yeah,
back to him.
I got to go and edit 66 pages of a cognac certification course I'm building right now. Listen, Pose Shifters, I hope you enjoyed that episode. I really enjoy sitting down with friends and peers and just chatting about the industry and getting down to the nuts and bolts of what's really going on out there. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, everything on all the platforms. Just hit it up and I'll do my best to answer any queries or questions you have. I'll see you next week, guys. Bye.